If you want to make more money in sales today, you can either sell a greater number of units of your product or increase the value of those units to your customers by charging higher prices and increasing your margins. As a senior account executive working in software sales, the real life application of how to actually use this strategy follows the concept of skill and will. Skill is your ability to do something well. Will is your work ethic, totally in your control, putting on your hard hat or headset, making your phone calls, and having more customer conversations than anyone else around you. I believe everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to crush their quota. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. So no matter how hard you work, and we all can work harder, there reaches a point where we simply must become more efficient. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about the 3 practical real-life strategies I follow to up-level my skill. But I wanna first start with the will component because this is something that is so simple to do and so simple not to do. You hear, well, Trent, you're talking about mindset. I'm motivated right now, but when Thursday afternoon comes around, I just don't wanna call. I'm here to tell you that's exactly when you need to be calling. Because if you watch this video, the one takeaway that you can apply today is saying, if I'm expected to make 80 calls, I'm gonna make 100 calls. If I'm expected to have 5 customer meetings, I'm gonna have 10 customer meetings. It's the concept of massive activity and volume, and that's what willpower means. It says, I'm just simply gonna outwork, outcompete, out hustle and get all of the loose balls. And by making more dials, by sending more emails, by finding a greater number of prospects to actually outreach, it's gonna put you in the best position possible when it comes to hitting your quota. When I first started my software sales career as a sales development rep, I didn't find immediate success. I didn't do well. I sought out the advice of a senior sales leader and he said, Trent, if you really wanna succeed here, you must be all in. And all in to me, I've shared this concept many times, it's the idea of burning the ships. It's, I am the war captain, I wanna hit my quota, I show up to the island, this is all my prospects, and I tell all my boys, I say, hey, burn the boats. We are either taking the island or we're dying on the island. It's a survival instinct, and that's the willpower that one can display each and every day. And once I accepted that fire internally, that burning desire, I said, I'm simply going to make more calls than everybody else. And by making 100 calls a day for over 9 months, I figured out how to do it. I've now made over 53,000 live outbound cold calls. And that's what I mean when I talk about willpower. It's controllable work ethic. When we think about skill, this is an infinite pursuit. This isn't something you just turn a dial on and you instantly become better at something overnight. So it's something that it's important to take coaching on, to be self-aware, and to be realistic and say, okay, if I'm not hitting my number, I'm not where I'm at, I'm not doing something wrong. I need to get better. And the first step to getting better is to knowing your numbers. When I ask people, I say, what is your number? What are you working towards? They say, well, my quote is this, but I kind of want this. And they say, I just want to at least hit that, just do better than I did last quarter. They're not clear on what their numbers are. I am very clear that my quota is $216,000. I need 4x pipeline to have an opportunity to hit my number, which means I need to have roughly $860,000 in real pipeline, which is 4x. So those are the first 2 numbers I look at. And then when I start to unpack those numbers, I can say, okay, well, if I have 4x pipeline, what is my win rate? How many meetings am I setting per week? What is my average deal size? And then you can start to extrapolate this to say, okay, well, in order to generate pipeline, what is my answer rate? What is my set rate? What is my show rate? What is my conversion rate? And you can have a data-driven approach simply by knowing your numbers. Imagine if you're mowing lawns. This is a job I used to have. And sometimes they would offer me odd jobs. They'd say, hey, can you clean the garage? Can you remulch our entire lawn, whatever it may be? And I'd say, sure, no problem. And they'd say, how much money do you want? And I would say, well, this will probably take me 2 hours. I want 40 bucks. And I show up and I didn't actually have the numbers of how many bags of mulch and how big is this? And I would be way in over my head and it would take me 6 hours. And that's my fault because I didn't know my numbers. I should have charged more money from the start. So the more you know your numbers, the better position you're gonna be in to say, okay, if I have $100,000 in pipeline and my quota is $200,000, I'm short, I need more pipeline. Okay, if my quota is $200,000, okay, that's 4 $50,000 deals. Maybe that's $10,000, $20,000 deals. So first and foremost, know your numbers so you can start to build your skill development around that. Number 2 is have a target. My personal philosophy is I do not work to reach my quota, I work to reach my potential. So the company does not know your potential. The company expects less than 40% of reps to hit. Do you want to be in the cohort of reps that are hitting or not hitting? I'm currently not pacing to hit my number, and it's absolutely infuriating. So this advice I'm giving you is just as applicable to me, and there are things I'm actually doing. Someone asked me today, they said, Trent, what is your target? I say, my target's $300,000. And they say, well, your quota is a lot less than that. I'd say, yeah, of course, because I'm working to reach my potential, not my quota. So if I were to say, hey, Sal, what is your target? Do you have a clear target? And have you written it down today, this morning, right before you open your laptop? Every morning I write down my targets. I write down I have closed XYZ revenue. I have promoted from account executive to enterprise account executive. I have qualified for President's Club and finished as a top 5 EX corporate rep. Those are my goals. Those are my targets. And if you don't have a target, if you don't have an end destination, you have no chance of reaching the checkpoint. Finally, the third strategy to up-level your skill development is simply to become a learning machine. I was listening to a Charlie Munger interview. This is Warren Buffett's partner at Berkshire Hathaway. And he said Warren sits on his butt all day. 50% of the time, he's reading books, he's reading annual reports. The other 50% of the time, he's speaking with credible people that can provide market context and insights so that he can have an idea of what's going on in the marketplace. He is a learning machine. Do you think Jeff Bezos just came out of the womb and he knew how to scale Amazon? He knew how to hire, he knew how to be a leader, he knew how to grow sales teams. These are learned behaviors over time. So it comes down to a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is I was born with an average brain. I'm not in good enough shape as other people just because I'm not a runner, I'm not born like that. You feel like you're fixed and you can't get better and you stagnate. Those people fail in life and they're middle and lower class. Unfortunately, that's the reality because they're not getting better. We live in a world of evolution and it's competitive out here. It's very, very challenging out here. People are great at what they do. And they get great because they have a growth mindset, because they say, well, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm not good at. How can I keep getting better? How can I learn new information? This looks like reading books that teach you technical knowledge and that are entertaining to you. This looks like listening to inspirational, motivational people that share new ideas and give you information to be better, to be stronger, to feel more certain about yourself. Listening to podcasts and hearing these perspectives of these absolute winners in life. That's exactly what I do, because the information you put in your mind is how it's going to shape your reality and how you carry yourself in the outside world. So a few thoughts to think about back to the very beginning. You can sell more units or you can increase the value of those units. You can sell more units by working harder today, or you can increase the value of those units by selling outcomes, by selling solutions, by up-leveling your skill set. And it starts with understanding your numbers, setting a target, and then up-leveling your skills so that you can execute against all of those priorities. If you found value in today's video, hit the like button now. Comment down below for the algorithm. Make sure you're subscribed with the bells on as well. I post pretty infrequently every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I want to make sure you're notified of the next video. If you are looking to surround yourself with other like-minded people, first link in the description below is going to be a link to the private membership community. We have over 70 members, group Discord, super engaged, and we lead a weekly live call where I answer all of your questions and share my top of mind thoughts in an intimate private setting, direct access to what I'm researching so that you can crush the week ahead. I'll see you there. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.